this is it. A close title race comes down to these.
Don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. I won't wait for you, 'cause you keep telling lies. I keep going high, she keep going low. At the end of the day, she's gone. But you don't wait for me, 'cause I keep breathing fire. And you keep telling lies.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Outcasts 2 Icons. If you've been enjoying the series, drop a like, helpful, and all that jazz. It's the final episode of the season. There's a lot on the plate today, as you're going to find out in a sec, but we have some more stuff that we need to discuss. I thought I'd just show you Kwon Sang-tae, just because, you know, he's actually made some first-team appearances for us this season, and I strongly suspect that next year he is very much going to up his number of appearances, and we could easily see him, I think, making like 10, 15, 20 appearances next year, which is definitely a good sign, because I feel like we are starting to get a stable backup for Dinko Pavlich. Even if he's not there yet, I think he can be, and I'm very, very excited. New contract definitely in the works for Mr. South Korea, with 13 caps at the age of 18. That's something mad. Now, this league is mad. The title race is just as mad. And we're going to be glued to our phones looking for other scores. And the best way to do that, of course, is with the OneFootball app. If the team you follow happens to play in a league that's no doubt going to be just as mad as ours, then you are going to want this. As come that final day, when the goals are flying into the back of the net, you'll be the first to be notified of every single one of them. Not to mention live up-to-date news, transfers, team lineups, and of course, a cheeky little bit of fan voting to go with it. So, as always, a huge thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video, and you can download the app for free with the link in the top line of the description. Speaking of the youth of tomorrow, our youth team won the UEFA Youth League. UEFA Youth League. We beat Arsenal 3-2 in the final. That's mad. Like, we've gone from nowhere to winning the UEFA Youth League so damn quickly. That's incredible from the guys. They smashed their group and just hammered everybody on the way. The only game that was even close was the final, with Arsenal in there too. And Ramon, obviously our youngster, scored a brace in that game. So that's incredible. Not only that, we're also top of both the under-20s and the under-18 leagues as well, which is just nuts. So we're just winning everything at the moment. And would you believe the board are still disappointed about me developing the best youth academy in the country? It's like, what do I do more? Our youth team is winning everything imaginable. They haven't won the Bundesliga, to be fair. Our youth team have not won the Bundesliga yet. We'll give it a chance. We'll try and enter them at the third tier and work their way up. I also quickly just wanted to sort of talk about like plans as far as this save is going at the moment, because I have seen some little talks about how maybe we should leave Sassuolo, but I really should stress there's very few places that we could go right now outside of Sassuolo that would be any way of a step up. To give you an idea, looking at coefficients and teams that are sort of regularly competing in Europe, the only 3 teams that are above us on that ranking that we could actually conceivably move to on account of the restrictions of this save are Lyon, who haven't sacked a manager in years, I don't think, Real Sociedad, who are kind of an interesting one, as they have actually won La Liga in this save, and Red Bull Salzburg, which they do quite well, but they're very difficult to compete at the very top level with that one. And so I really can only see us leaving Sassuolo at the moment, should we be forced to, on account of losing some kind of major final. It does kind of feel like Sassuolo is the best jumping off point we've got to try and reach the objectives of this save currently, and I can really only see us leaving, as I said, if we were to get booted in a cup final. We have had 4 games off camera. I was trying to figure out how to phrase this final episode, because normally I would just do a bunch of live calls, but we had 6 games and that ain't really feasible. So we've done 4 off camera, going to come back for the final 2 against Roma and Juventus. The run-ins for the other teams were a little bit mad. Lazio at one point, I think I had to play all of the 3 relegation zone teams in a row. So it's not exactly great for us. But let's get into the fixtures. First up, we hosted Spal. Glavash's penalty was enough to see us take a 1-0 win. Pretty good performance. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It was one of our weaker ones, if I'm honest, but we got the result in the end. Kwon Sang-tae, though, 7.5 in that midfield. He was man of the match for us, and that's really a great sign that he can step in and do the job when we need him because of Pavlich's injury. Speaking of Pavlich's injury, he is one of a raft of players that have been injured in the past week. So we're going to be without those, quite a few players, which I'll talk about before these 2 big games. Next up, though, away at Udinese, it was very much the Magnus Nissen show. Granados with the ball over the top, Nissen in behind, calm as you like, first time finish into the bottom corner. 3? What am I talking about? 3 minutes into the game, it was 1-0 to Sassuolo. Then Granados getting the ball again, driving forward. He's had a great period as well. Eventually the ball comes back from Lancer as the defender drops deep. Nissan turns, smashes it in, 2-0 after 25 minutes. Lovely to see him grab a brace in this game, but he wasn't done. Granados' ball in, Nissan's header, and a hat-trick for the young man. 3-0 to Sassuolo. That is exactly what we want, and I believe that's the first hat-trick we've seen scored since the Marco Quarto one in the Champions League, I think it was a few seasons ago. So yeah, Magnus Nissen scoring a hat-trick in the league is extremely exciting for me because he is just finding a little bit more every game that goes by, it feels like. But in addition, Juventus and Lazio played each other and Juve beat them 3-2, which really sucked the league back together, as Lazio would also drop points against Inter in the previous game. So then they had their run of easier fixtures, but they'd already dropped the points. And then it was Sampdoria, and we had some demons to put to bed in this game, I felt like. 14 minutes on the clock, Granados gets the ball, goalkeeper drops it, Nissen over the line again, another goal for him, which was really, really nice. Unfortunately, we didn't last long after that. We'd had 2 goals already disallowed for offside at this point, but then a great ball from Castanera into the channel, Boosters getting on the end of it, and it's just a really good finish to equalise against us for Sampdoria, and we've had some struggles against them in the past, but we needn't have worried. Siggy Jonsson, right before half-time here, slots it out wide for Candido. He puts a lovely little ball across, and the defender kindly slots it into his own net for 2-1 to us. But less than a minute after that, intercepting the ball here through Believ, a lovely little ball into the midfield, which Granados picks out, slots it around the side, and Siggy Jonsson drives it home off of the goalkeeper for 3-1 by half-time. But the second half just got that little bit better for us. 57 minutes on the clock now. Milivojev out on this right-hand side, puts a gorgeous ball to the edge here, and Nissen's shot hits the crossbar, back to Candido, and it's nice to see him score a goal to make it 4-1, but we still had even more in the tank. 67 minutes on the clock this time, just destruction stuff. Michal Chair with a lovely ball around the side, Siggy Jonsson slots it across, and there was Candido for another goal. So 5-1 to us, and to see Candido score a brace in this game is extremely nice to see. He's really underperformed in terms of front of goal, but that was just nice to see him actually grab a few of those chances. Next up, the injuries had hit. As we went away to Atalanta. Lovely ball in from Jan Brunner here after 17 minutes, and Lancer was at the back post to give us the lead, but we had to shuffle things around due to an injury to Believ, which will see him miss the rest of the season. There's more to come, unfortunately. Then, though, right before half-time, ball was whipped across. Defenders get a bit confused, and it falls down to Halley, and it was in the back of the net for 1-1. But, thank goodness. 53rd minute on the clock here. Lovely little bit of play out wide here, ball over the top for Lancer, flicks it down, and there was Magnus Nissen for 2-1 Sassuolo. Certainly nowhere near as convincing as we'd been in recent matches, but the changes to the personnel definitely affected us, and unfortunately, more injuries occurred in the week, but still, we were winning the games that we had to win. The toughest game in there probably was the Spal one, as they were the highest ranked team. Everyone else was like 14th or lower, so that's a good sign, but now we have a really tough final 2 games, unfortunately. We are second. There's 2 points separate. Would you believe it? 2 points separating the top 3. It's just how this league is at the moment. Our goal difference as well has really been creeping up lately. We seem to have finally caught up with our XG. I was looking at it, and we were often 7 or 8 behind it, but over the last sort of 10 games, we really have started to push ourselves back up to where you'd expect us to be. And I think it's just because we'd had some rough fixtures, and now we had a spell of about 7, 8 games where most of the games were winnable, other than the Juve one, obviously. I think we've won 7 out of 8. So that's not too bad in there. We've obviously wrapped up 3rd place as well, but this title is still very much up for grabs, potentially, should things go our way over these last 2 games. However, playing both Roma and Milan in these last 2 is going to be extremely difficult, particularly with all the players that we're going to be missing, which includes Siggy, Pavlish, Believ, possibly even Milivojev, and maybe Candido as well, to give you an idea. But bugger me, it was a lot tighter than I was expecting. Those points Lazio dropped right at the start, and Juventus lost to Cagliari during our last match day, has made a massive difference. I still don't think we're going to quite be able to do this, though, as Lazio play against Spal at home, and who's their final game against? Udinese away. I just don't see them dropping points in those games. Juventus play Hellas Verona away as well, and Bologna. I still think we'll probably end up finishing 3rd, because I don't know if we're going to be able to win both of these games. But if we do, I think we're pretty much not going to win the league this year, but we've definitely closed the gap, and that's all I really wanted. As a result of us qualifying for the Champions League as well, the board have given us a £70 million transfer budget, which is the biggest we've ever had. We'll talk more about transfers later on. Depending on certain things, the analysis video might actually be tomorrow, and we may have to have an extra day, but it will depend on time and stuff. So if you see the analysis video later tonight, then you'll know that that's not the case, and we're going to have a proper transfer window episode tomorrow. It's just about timing and stuff, because I like to make sure that we get these transfer windows right. There's really no more point beating around the bush. This is it. This is it. A close title race comes down to these. We host Roma today. They've certainly bombed up the league towards the end of the year, that's for sure. But all 3 of those guys have, in fairness. They've sort of brought their way back into things slowly, but a massive deficit to the big boys. You can see Pavlish not available. Believ obviously wasn't available for the last game. Obviously, the downside is, of course, that Milivojev then has to drop back. I'm not going to start Quarto as I feel sorry for Marco Quarto, I do, but I think we can't really argue with our performances this season. The fact that we've got 2 players on over 20 goals, when I think over the course of this whole save, we've only ever had 1 player that hit more than 20, and that was Vlade Strikic in the half season that we've managed there. So, yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of goals out of Lancer and Nilsson, that's for sure. 48 between them. Everybody else, though, it's not too bad. I would rather have Milivojevic in the midfield, but we don't have that luxury today. We do seem to play a lot better when he's in there. When he didn't play in the Atalanta game there, and we immediately just looked that little bit worse, both defensively and attacking. This is going to be far from easy. We are top of the form standings right now. I don't know if we should go with that one. Okay, that seemed to work all right. All we can do is try and win the games ahead of us. I still don't think we're going to be good enough to win both of these. I'd like to see us win at least one of them, but it is hard to say. These injuries really have affected us, I think, and they've only got worse since the Atalanta game. And I think if we had any chance at actually winning the league this season, it's going to require Lazio to slip up in their 2 games. I think if they're going to, the Spal game is far more likely for them to slip up than the other game, but I just don't see it happening. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they came out and smashed them both 4-0. Lazio do have an awful lot of goals in them, despite not actually having the highest XG in the league. That's us, as it goes. Currently, as far as those things go, we're top of the XG league and second on the XG against us. What a touch from Candido. Spills away from his man. Can he put this in? Bruno out wide. He's had a brilliant season. Ball in. Lances header. Well saved by Todaro. But yeah, Granados as well has had a phenomenal season. Nearly into double figures on both goals and assists. He's already into double figures on assists, which is incredibly good. And Nissen, doesn't quite get it though. Oh, that's a good ball. Baris Aslan's into the middle. Oh my God. Hang on, 31st goal this season? Where's he been scoring them, if not in the league? Great. 5 minutes gone and Baris Aslan has chipped our goalkeeper. Dearie me. Uriarte, it's a poor pass from him there. We've got better options than that, and I don't know why he doesn't just play that in the midfield. But once the gap opens up, I thought he might have got back and got the tackling, but Baris Aslan's just taken that so early. I mean, Lazio and Juventus already 2 or 3 goals up. Either of them. I think it's 2-0 to Juventus and 3-0 to Lazio. We've only played 20 minutes here. So, as I suspected... Oh no, and now Lanza's hurt as well. Both of our title rivals are 4-0 up at half-time. I think we're a bit unlucky to be a goal down here. It's been a very dull game for both sides, really, but we have to come up with something. Got a bit more possession than them, so maybe we can use that in the second half. Okay, Candido's ball through. And Nissen! Oh, for goodness. He's offside anyway. He's offside anyway. Clipped long. And we're not even winning. Right, okay, here we go. Mihilchea goes back for Milivojevic. Right, a little bit of space for Candido now, potentially. He finds Lombardo. It's a good first touch from him. Can he... Oh, he's gone for goal and he scored! Gianni Lombardo! Wow. This guy has just got an incredible ability to score ridiculous goals with seemingly no, expectation of scoring. And it's the Swallow 1, Roma 1. Lovely, lovely pick out from Candido. I just figured that Lombardo would take this on, drive into the box and do something else, but he's just rollicked that from the near post. Todaro should do a little bit better, but we found ourselves an equaliser. Can we go one step further? That's the question. Finds Bruna. Here we go. Lebert's on his bike. Lebert's in behind. Max Lebert's through. And it was a tight angle for Lebert, to be fair. Okay. Come on, lads. You can do this. Candido with the ball. Lancer's not on the pitch, so this is going to be aimed... I don't know who... It might even be Lombardo as it goes. Hello? Quarto? Oh, dear. Wait, what the hell? Max Lebert at the back... Come on! It's a Swallow 2! What the hell happened there? Wow. Max Lebert, he's only scored twice this season, but... I actually have no words. What on earth was that? I don't know what's happened. It comes out wide here to Quarto, and the goalkeeper just lets it roll across this entire box, and Lebert is just... Does he think there's an offside? It's 2-1 to Sassuolo. Come on! We're doing the whole kill the game thing now. We have to. Ball in. Headed away by Milivojevic, and that's actually going to come to Candido, and Lebert's got this here. Wow. I mean, Candido has a chance to kill this game off. Candido! And he scores! It's a Swallow 3, Roma 1. I have absolutely no words for this comeback, but it has kept us in the title race. Candido with the goal. He's been brilliant in today's game. So has Max Lebert off the bench as well. Roma committed literally every person except one defender to that free kick for some reason, and Candido is flying forward and makes it 3-1 to Sassuolo, and we are not out of this title race yet. What a comeback, my lord. We are going to remain second in that 6-0 to Juventus, by the way. Quarto's header is well saved by Todaro, but it's not going to matter. They will still be behind us as a result of this result. Just outstanding from the guys. Full time, Sassuolo 3, Roma 1. I mean, in the end, I actually think we did deserve to win the match, but only because we created some incredible chances late on. Oh my God. Wow, let's check the league table, because I didn't see what happened to Lazio. I'm guessing they won. Yes, they won 4-0, Juventus won 6-0, and we won 3-1, which is enough to keep us in second spot. If we could beat Milan on the final day of the season, and Lazio drop points, we could be champions. Right, come on, back in a sec. We're back. I just kind of wanted to show you this. I was searching for Magnus Nissen just so I wanted to train something in his training, because I want to work on his passing more, as we do work the ball a lot. And then this guy comes up. Turns out Dortmund also have a striker called Magnus Nissen, except he's German instead. And he's also quite good, but I think ours is better. Here's the situation. We travel to Milan this time, so this is even more difficult. We're away from home, and they're above Roma now as a result of that last result. Lazio go away to Udinese. There's no way Lazio don't beat Udinese, surely. And Juventus are playing hell of a throw. I still think there's a strong chance that we finish the season third, but I would still consider it a very, very accomplished season with lots and lots of stuff to talk about in the analysis video. I think, yeah, I was worried about that. Lance's injury is going to keep him out here, which means, to be fair, it means there is a start for Gianni Lombardo, and in fairness, the man has netted 4 times for us this season, so I can't be too bothered about that. My issue with him is, in the past, whenever I've started him, he just hasn't done anything. He's just been the ultimate super sub. So, defensively, I mean, no. That's better. Quan will come back in. Totally fine with that. He wasn't great in the last game, to be fair, but still, he's not going to be perfect in every game. He's still very young. Siggy Jonsson is, I mean, honestly, there's really no point in me putting him on the bench. I'd actually rather have Tajadine, the young Comoran lad, on the bench here, because at least he could probably do a job coming off if we needed him to. Also, fair play Max Lebert, by the way, scoring the winning goal against Roma that could potentially still win us a title. Oh, I feel a bit sorry for Max, I do, but you can't really argue with 25 goals from Magnus Nissen this season, unfortunately. The question is, though, what would Max Lebert have performed like were he to have been in that role? Because he does at least have slightly better passing. But it's, I guess we'll never know, really. This is going to be one hell of a final day. We've literally, since we joined this club, I don't think we've had a bad, in terms of enjoyment and drama factor, final day. Maybe the very first season. Every single year, there always seems to be some mad shit going on, and today is no different. Here we are, in the San Siro, or Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. I can't remember which one's which, when they, depending on which team's playing, or I'm completely wrong about that entirely. We've got a big task on our hands here. We have to come to Milan and get a result, whilst also hoping that Lazio drop points away at, or are they even at home, against Udinese. I think there's a strong chance we finish the season in third this year. Well, much like last time, it's 20 minutes in, and both Juve and Lazio are 2 goals to the good in their games. So it's looking pretty unlikely that we're going to be winning anything today, but we do need to somehow try and, if we come up with a victory, we get second spot off of Juventus, and that would be quite some achievement. Because at one point, I thought they were going to be the runaway leaders eventually, and then Lazio just came out of nowhere towards the end. Oh, hello, nice build-up, actually. Candido. Brunner again. If you could just find the right ball in, we are missing. Oh, and it's Granados! Oh, Candido. I mean, that's not even close. 0-0 at half-time here. Pretty awful game. It's 4-0 to Lazio. So, yeah. Didn't I literally say that they'd win 4-0 in both games? I need to stop speaking. Hang on. Let's manifest it. I'm saying 2-0 Sassuolo. Candido brace. A man can dream, right? Let me dream. We've got a tough second half on our accounts here. There's really little we can do other than try to grab the victory to at least guarantee ourselves second spot. The title is firmly gone right now. I think Lazio, they had a really easy run in the end. And Nissen? Oh, what a ball! Candido! And he's... One more, please! It's Milan 0, Sassuolo 1, and Candido, would you believe it, is the man that has popped up with the goal that currently would see us finish the league in second spot. And it would also, I think, put like 7 consecutive league victories on the bounce. On the bounce, he says, as if there's a difference there. Lovely pick out from Granados. Great little pass into the channel. And Candido, to be fair, has stepped up lately. His final performances have been very good. Don't let him slip that ball through for Jerry. Oh, what a save! Incredible goalkeeping there from Milosevic, going with his feet. I haven't really seen that animation before, to be honest. Great tackle as well, and we will get away with it. Granados' ball in, and Uriarte's header is in off the crossbar, and it's 2-0 to Sassuolo. Okay, fine. I said 2-0 I said Candido brace, but hey, he got 1 goal so far. What a second half turnaround. Milan 0, Sassuolo 2. Great ball in from Granados, and Uriarte, a very rare goal from him, but we will take that. Lazio 6-0 up, in case anyone's wondering. They're doing just fine. Marco Quarto just scored for Lazio. Their version, obviously. Their much inferior version. And that is going to do it. Milan 0, Sassuolo 2. Very, very accomplished finish to the season to beat both Roma and Milan in these final 2 games. It's not going to do much. We needed Lazio to drop points. They haven't. They're 7 goals up away at Udinese, but I think we deserve the win on the night there. Candido and Uriarte. Hey, I predicted it at half. I was damn near right. Good lord. I'd been running around the room with my shirt off if Candido had scored the second goal. Christ, and nobody wants to see that, to be fair. I don't think we were ever in any danger of winning the league there, with Lazio winning 7-0, with 6 different goal scorers. Juventus 4-1 winners away at Hellas Verona as well. Napoli have definitely stepped it up towards the end here, really battering teams left and right, but we have as well. Like, we've definitely finished better than I expected. I'm still very happy. 1 point off the title, and I think we can improve still. 31 goals for Borussia. I mean, the guy is ridiculous, in fairness. Baris Aslan does get 25 in the end. Really did pick it up in the second half. But like, we scored 101 times. Lazio scored 101. You have no idea how much they've overperformed this season. It's outrageous. 82 goals for us, though, is definitely the highest we've ever done, for sure. So that's a really good sign. Anyway, let's take a gander at some of our former clubs. Well, it's another season of mediocrity over in North Macedonia for our former friends. Ermis managed to maintain what looks like, I don't know if the season's actually finished yet. Oh no, it has. Another sort of comfortable, not likely to get relegated season in the top flight in Cyprus. They've done well there. What about Second? Have they finally made Europe again? Oh, very dear. This is poor. This is the worst season for a long time. Osasuna actually came 8th this year and only narrowly missed out on Europa Conference League, so fair play. Real Madrid just 102 points this season. Christ. To the surprise of... Wow! Zagreb won the league by 2 points. You're losing your touch, lads. Didn't even have top scorer. Premier League is done, and Arsenal are champions again by 8 points. So we did pretty well to knock them out of the Champions League. Southampton classically qualifying for the Champions League. They do have the top scorer in the league, to be fair. This guy, Samir Barthez, who is ridiculous. I think we can all agree on that one. Middlesbrough, Norwich, and Reading go down. In the Bundesliga, Dortmund win it for the... No, that is the second season in a row. Wow, it just hasn't updated yet. Bayern, look at the gap. Hertha, Leipzig got Champions League with 58 points. Heidenheim also managed to stay up, too. They won, maybe they only won the first leg. It's 4-0, though, as Nuremberg and Dusseldorf go down very, very easily. 1 win in 34. That'll do it. It is just a case of, I think, with us a lot of the time. Once we get the fixture congestion out of the way, this team is easily capable of it, but that's why we need a little bit more depth. I think my plan in the summer really is going to be to target a few little positions and then depth. But sensible depth. And I think we're getting there, to be honest. I think the fact that we were winning these games towards the end of the season with rotated sides, essentially, still gives me hope. So, yeah, if you've enjoyed this season, and I really hope you have, drop a like. That'd be supremely lovely. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be glorious as well. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday, of course, too. Now, analysis video might be tonight, or it might be tomorrow, depending on how long the transfer window takes to make, basically. So yeah, you'll know based on whether you see it later or not. So yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.